demonstration of force and vitality that's being released to God's people. And we got to understand it as such. In Zion, remember, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me walk myself through it. I want to walk y'all through it so you can see it the way I see it. Go to Isaiah 28. Sanctified ones, mighty ones. Oh man, I'm telling you. You got time to play with stuff, man. Lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh and pride. Like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to entertain anything. People say, think just because you married that you won't have time, opportunity to do crazy stuff. I get the same options as you do. I just made up my mind. The devil, matter of fact, the devil don't send them to me because he already know. You have the boundaries in place. Right. Isaiah 28 and 16 said, wherefore hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people, which is in Jerusalem. Man, you know what? Go with me all the way up. I'm going to see how I'm going to work this out. I wasn't planning on it, but it caught my eye. Let me just blow this out here. Verse 1. I'm going to go quick so I can get to 16. Woe to the children of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the valleys of them that are overcome with wine. You got to understand, Ephraim is another name for Israel. Same thing you see in the Hosea. Amos speaks about it. Who's okay. Which are on the head of the fat valleys of them which are overcome with wine. We know prophetically, historically, this transpired. But prophetically, how many know? Come on now. Ephraim. What Ephraim mean? Doubly fruitful. Man, thank God. It's been a while since we hit that road. Amen. It's doubly fruitful. So it's talking about the people that's doubly fruitful. Can I stretch you a little bit more? It's really talking about firstborn because the firstborn got double portions. Am I right? Yeah, he got twice. So, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower which on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. How many know in Pentecost in Acts 2 when they stood up, it said, these are not drunk as you suppose. Remember? The scriptures, I told you a long time ago, is full of pictures. Right? And then you can go to Isaiah and find it over in Acts. Verse 2. Behold, the Lord has a mighty and strong one, which as the tempest of hail. We're going to hit that. We're going to knock that out of the park. And destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, should cast down to the earth with the hand. Let me just tell you that verse 1 about the crown of Ephraim, the drunkards of Ephraim. I'm telling you, it's talking about people who are so infatuated with Pentecost. Folks that's so gift conscious, worried about their anointing, worried about when they're going to have time to preach, teach, lead. Oh, come on now. He said, I'm going to bring a tempest of hail and destroying storm. As a flood of mighty waters overflowing should cast down to the earth with the hand. The hand, we already know the hand. All right, I'll keep going. The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, shall be trodden under foot. Next. And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley, on which I can talk about the anointing, but I can't, shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it shall see it, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. Verse 5, ain't got time. In that day the Lord of hosts shall be for a crown of glory and a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening to every time we sit in here and we sober up. And we start finding out what God's intention for us from the beginning. When the ancients of days start downloading revelation with the spirit of wisdom and revelation concerning what he has assigned for us, the inheritance he's allotted for us. Am I right? Crown of glory, the diadem of beauty. So that don't have anything to do with somebody putting a crown on, per se. It's talking about the mind. Every time I'm renewed in my mind, I got a crown of glory. Next, verse 6. And for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment. Oh boy. And a spirit of judgment for him that sits in the judgment. To him that submitted to judgment, freely he receives, freely give. Come on now. Am I right? It's okay, okay. And strength to them that turn the battle of the gate. I use this scripture too for deliverance. And the strength of them that turned the battle of the gate, verse 7. But they also erred through wine, through strong drink, are out of the way. priest, the prophet, have erred through strong drink. They're swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. He keeps flipping. He's saying the same thing, but it's going another way with it, right? They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. That's the charismatic, Pentecostal realm. The judgment is off. We're so stuck on the fivefold ministry. We're so stuck on what 9 gifts is mine. I got 2 out of the 9. I got 3 out of the 9. Am I help me out, y'all? Am I talking right? We got strong drink. And that's why we don't have a vision. That's why we don't understand that God is not interested in destroying the earth. That he's not interested in just raising you up as the anointed one. He's raising up a body.
Amen.
You got to have a vision for the body, not a vision for your call. It's a vision not for me, it's a vision for we. 8. For all the tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. I ain't got time. Verse 9. Whom should we teach knowledge? See how all of a sudden he goes from talking about historical, physical, literal nations, about the condition of that nation. Then he says, you know what? Let's go to teaching. He said, who should we teach knowledge? Why? Because all the verses, those first 8 verses, are allegories. That's why you click and say, who should I teach knowledge? And who should I make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk